Welcome to Everyday Linux User. In the last video, I created a video called Why I Ditched Ubuntu for Fedora GNOME, and in that I showed how you install Google Chrome within Fedora. And when I did that, I got a number of comments. So one of the comments was as follows. One of the reasons to switch to Linux is to reduce tracking. So why on earth would you use a browser that tracks the heck out of you? Chrome. I use Firefox with privacy plugins and Brave with additional privacy plugins. Right, so I wanted to address that in this video and show what I use and what you can use and why I promoted the installation of Chrome in the first place. So you can see on my desktop I actually have Firefox, I don't have Chrome installed. But if we look at this graph of browser share across all operating systems, you can see that 69.65% of people are using Google Chrome. So I think we have to be realistic then that when people are moving over to Linux, that they're probably going to want to use the Chrome web browser, and therefore showing how to install Chrome is probably a good thing to do. Now, yes, show them that there are other alternatives, and the fact that Firefox is already installed, they should possibly use that or one of the other more secure browsers out there. But if you've just moved from Windows to Linux in the first place, you probably want the familiarity of at least the web browser you started with. So that's why I recommended using Chrome. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, yes, but this is Google Chrome across all operating systems on Linux. That's probably not the case. But if I show you this graph here, this is Linux desktop browser market share across Linux only. You can see Firefox is 45.3% of the market share, and that's because Firefox is actually installed as the default web browser in quite a lot of distributions. But Chrome is still coming in at 33.8% of the market. That means a lot of people are still using Chrome on their Linux desktop. So whether you're using Linux or Windows, people want Chrome, and that's why I show how to install Chrome when installing an operating system. Now you can see some others down here, Chromium, which is Chrome unbranded without any of this stuff in it. Then you've got Brave, which is a secure browser. Some people are using Microsoft Edge, some Vivaldi, and then you've got 2.6% others. So as I said before, I personally use Firefox generally because I'm one of those that it's installed by default and I've got used to using Firefox. Now, reasons for using Firefox over Chrome. The one criticism of Chrome is the amount of telemetry data that is passed on to Google and their parent company, and you don't know where your data is going basically. So that's a reason not to use Chrome, but there are plenty of other reasons to use Chrome, and so I'm not, if you're a Chrome user, I'm not going to stop you using that. You're on YouTube as it stands at this moment in time, so they're probably collecting a lot of data whilst you're watching YouTube as well. Personally, I use Firefox, and the reason to use Firefox is it doesn't take as much telemetry as Chrome does, but at the same time, it still collects some telemetry data, but you can go into the settings, and I believe there's something down here about turning off telemetry data. It's probably under privacy and security. I just did a quick search, and apparently you do about telemetry, and you see telemetry is enabled. And you can see you've got this Firefox data collection in use, and you can just turn all these things off if you want to turn off the telemetry data. So if we go into the package manager and we install Chrome, now I'm using Easy Flatpak because I've turned off GNOME software. So I now have Chrome installed. So if I run Chrome from here, in theory, you can turn off the telemetry in Chrome as well. So we go there and we go to settings and we go to here, there, and you just turn off these things here. But there's supposedly a lot of hidden telemetry with Google Chrome. Now, a reason for using Chrome, obviously, if you've got other Google services like Gmail, use Google Photos and stuff like that, then you're already on the hook, so to speak. So you're probably, even if you're using Firefox or something else, you're probably still having data collected for you by Google anyway. But the third option here is if you want the most secure option. So if we're saying Chrome is the least secure and we're saying Firefox is somewhere in the middle, then a more secure option would be either the Brave browser, which a lot of people go for, So that gives you ad blockers and things like that. Well, the one I actually prefer is LibreWolf. LibreWolf is Firefox, but a hardened version of Firefox, so it's more secure. Your telemetry will be turned off. It'll have ad blockers installed and things like that as well. So I'll go in here, click LibreWolf. You can see it goes to DuckDuckGo rather than Google. So you can see here I am logged into my Google account up here. So if I exit out of LibreWolf and I go back into LibreWolf and I go to YouTube again, you can see it's asking for me to accept again, and it's actually logged me out. So LibreWolf doesn't remember you, it doesn't store cookies, so you have to log in every single time you want to do something. So to summarize this video, the reason I recommend Chrome is because it's the market leader, therefore a lot of people want it. So I think it's a pragmatic approach to show them how to do it. Firefox, I think, is probably a good middle ground for most people. It is a fully featured browser, it works, and you can use it for most of your browser needs. And then you've got LibreWolf or Brave. They are security hardened, but at the same time you lose some of the features you get with Firefox in terms of it means you're going to have to log into things again because it's not storing cookies. So it means you have to log in each time, and the reason for doing that, of course, is that means it's not storing any data about you. So it's up to you which of the browsers you use, but hopefully that's answered the question of why I showed installing Chrome within Linux. And that's the end of the video. If you like it, give a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Everyday Linux User.